All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. And of course, a very special and a warm welcome to all of you who are tuning in to the eye hypnosis life coaching journeys. As the name suggests, this is that show, that podcast where we curate and bring to you people who are already in their own right healers on the journey, people who have been through the ups and downs already, and now they know that they are at a point in their life where they want to give back. They may be at the very beginning, or they may be seasoned by now. Regardless, my intention is to bring to you these stories that will light you from within and help you recognize that, you know what, if they can do what they've done, then you know you can too. So with that, let's literally put our hands together and welcome in Dr. Neha Agarwal. So go ahead, Dr. Neha, this is your cue. You can go ahead and turn on your camera and welcome to the Eye Hypnosis Life
Thank you,
Coaching
Rahul,
Journeys.
for inviting me here. And it's a privilege for me to share my journey on this premium platform.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, if I may, in a moment, and this is the advantage, of course, when we record and not go live, or even if we go live today, we have learned to be more relaxed about life rather than trying to be all prim and proper. So, I know there is a important parcel that is coming in, and I can see the guy has been trying once or twice. So, I said, let me just roll this first, and then if for a brief moment I need to pause, we'll do that, and then we'll carry on. So until his call comes, I'll say it again. Welcome, Dr. Neha Agarwal, and good to have you here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your story and through all the ups and downs and the twists and turns. And I'm sure that people will be inspired, especially healers in that early phase of their journey. So, having said that, and with that, let me turn it over to you and ask you. So, when someone asks you, so Dr. Neha, what do you do today? Like, what do you typically tell them?
So, Rahul, first of all, thank you for inviting me on this platform. And it's a privilege for me to share my journey here.
Hmm.
And I help at this moment all healthcare professionals build their inner alignment,
Nice.
emotional resilience, so they feel more secure,
Mm.
more strength they have, and they become more aligned with themselves and the
Mm-hmm.
outer world
Mm-hmm.
for a secured future for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if I say future, that I say for even their personal and professional life.
Mm.
And when I say healthcare professionals, so then I mean entire healthcare ecosystem,
Wow.
meaning doctors, nurses,
Mm.
administrators,
Mm.
technicians, or for that matter, even a HR manager or anyone into the healthcare industry,
Right.
which is dealing with
Mm.
because everyone, doctors and nurses, they work directly with the patients,
Mm-hmm.
but the burnout and everything is carried by each and
Correct.
everyone working in the healthcare industry. And that burnout is different from the burnout of other people in other industry
Mm.
because everyone in this industry is working for one thing, that
Mm.
is secured patient life. And
Mm.
that is what it matters a lot. So that is what I'm doing. And at the same time, I help them build as they become more resilient, they connect more with themselves,
Mm.
that they build with their existing knowledge and skills something for their own future security
Mm.
with the help of AI enabled digital systems. So that's what presently I'm doing. So that as a founder of Healthcare Professional Hub, I bring them on one platform with my bigger vision of being, as I can say, that the safer healthcare system in the world
Mm.
by empowered healthcare professionals.
Right. So, I've heard a lot of things that can be unpacked. So, but before we get to that, because I know it will also inspire others as well. But before we get to that, I'd love for you to take us back in time. Like the person that you are today and doing what you're doing today, it obviously didn't happen overnight. It's something that you have built over time. So if you could take us back in time to maybe, where it all began. Like in order to get here, you must have started somewhere. So I'd love to hear that story, and I'd love for you to like we will sort of sit on your shoulder and go back in time and share with us that journey. Like how did you get here?
So, Rahul, my journey started long time back
Mm.
when I was just 13 years old.
Wow.
So that was the time when I lost my father
Mm.
within 2 days of his admission in one of the best private hospitals in Delhi.
Mm.
So there was no professional negligence at all. But one piece which was really missing, that appropriate communication about the real prognosis of his condition,
Mm.
that was not communicated, or the way it was communicated was not gathered by my mother.
Mm.
So as I grew and became a doctor, that part of the importance of healthcare communication in such critical conditions remained with me all throughout my
Mm.
journey. So as I grew along, that was one of my biggest part.
Mm.
And then a second turning point came, I would say, in 2002, when I was working as a consultant anesthesiologist. And in one of the emergency situation in the surgical ICU, when the emergency drug was required, so we found that the ampule which was available was expired.
Mm.
So fortunately, we could save the patient's life from bringing the fresh stock right across from the OT.
Mm.
But then at the same day, I sat with all the team, the nursing, the of ICU, OT, and even the pharmacist, understood their process of inventory management. Because as doctors, we don't read about these things.
Correct.
And let me again correct here, there was no negligence as such at their side also. Because those days, those protocols and things were not so stronger, you know
Mm.
they had done their part, whatever action had to be taken. But then I understood their process, sat with them the same day, and we made out, discussed certain protocols so that such situation never arises.
Mm.
And got that protocol pasted in OT ICU pharmacy, and which was applicable for entire hospital.
Mm.
So when I look back, and today also, where I say that that was the day I was born as healthcare safety specialist.
Wow. Mm.
And as my journey progressed as a anesthesiologist, I became more involved into healthcare system
Mm.
processes at various level. Did my healthcare safety specializations. I became an ABH assessor. Along the journey, became head of the Department of Anesthesia and Critical Care, and also did my healthcare administration courses, also did my MBA in healthcare administration with my vision to contribute to at the leadership level
Mm.
also, meaning not just doing at the bedside but also at the protocol and the system level.
Mm.
That was the need I felt, that my vision being that to contribute towards it, and finally to go to that level at the administrative level to have a better system and processes
Mm.
with my understanding of being as clinician also, and contribute to the safer system
Mm.
in the country by contributing in that organization. So as over these 20 years almost I was there.
Mm.
And again in 2017, the collaboration of this organization where I was working since 2001 came with the bigger organization
Mm.
in 2017. And I had the opportunity to be promoted to regional quality head as my journey of mediation towards going to the final administrative roles, which I
Mm.
took it since October 2018. But then universe had certain different plans. That was 2018. I was looking after three organizations of theirs. Jammu unit, Gurgaon, and this Delhi unit. I was based at Delhi.
Mm.
So when this COVID is struck
Mm.
in 2021, towards the end of
Mm.
2021, a situation came where I had to choose between, let's say, going back to anesthesia
Mm.
in the same organization or continue my journey as regional quality head,
Mm.
where I was promoted to in
Mm.
2018.
Mm.
And I chose later to be into the regional quality head position because of my passion towards the healthcare safety.
Mm.
But then, to cut the story short, because of certain reason and the financial crunches, this post of mine, regional quality head, was abolished in
Wow.
2022. And 31st May 2022 was my last day in the organization where I had given my blood and sweat
Mm.
for last 21 years. So I was devastated.
Mm.
But I will tell one thing more here. I was devastated, but somewhere when that news was broken to me, uh, I felt I still had faith that there
Mm.
must be something for me, something better for
Mm.
me. So after that, I had two administrative posts, not going back to anesthesia, even outside after all, afterwards. But again, universe
Mm.
had different plans. In 2023, I got my dream job, medical directorship
Mm.
of 4 units of the organizations, one of the organization.
Mm.
And I grabbed it with both hands. Oh,
Mm.
my dream job, of course, because my vision of being into that leadership role,
Mm.
and just not for the title. It was that I could, so that I can have better control and system and process of making the system and processes. But then again, the universe had different plans.
Mm.
So as I was there was no salary for 2.5 months.
Wow.
And I had to resign from my medical directorship
Wow.
around second week of January 2024. And then I was really depressed.
Mm.
I said, why it's happening with me?
Right.
Why? But as during my first job loss, that was the time I had launched my institute, like Healthcare Integrals,
Mm.
launched my website for a patient safety vision. I had started writing blogs. I had started becoming active on LinkedIn and social
Mm.
media. So when I lost this second time the job,
Mm.
so I was just going through LinkedIn one day. I was still looking for roles
Mm.
of going to healthcare leadership role,
Correct.
not going to anesthesia back.
Mm.
So I just came across one of my mentors' post and I joined one of his webinar.
Mm.
Again, that joining was of creating my entrepreneurship journey,
Mm.
what I wanted to create something on my
Mm.
own. But when I entered into it, there was something totally different which I encountered to begin with as a base.
Mm.
And that was my beginning of my inner alignment.
Wow.
My journey started with gratitude journaling, visualizations, manifestations.
Wow.
So that is what I started learning and I started getting the results. I joined other mentors program also. With this mentors
Mm.
program, the higher programs also, and other programs.
Mm.
Physically, I joined those events for the inner alignments and even the online full year program. I
Mm.
started getting results.
Wow.
And during that time, what I had realized, the main realization hit me at that time in February 2024. I had become morbidly obese
Mm.
all throughout my healthcare journey as a healthcare professional.
Mm.
I was there for everyone,
Mm.
but somehow I had forgotten myself during that journey.
Mm.
And that's where I started connecting with my inner self here.
Wow.
And during this journey, I lost 16 kgs of my weight
Wow.
within a span of 6 months in the same year.
Mm.
And when that came later part, but even as I was going through it, I was still thinking of going to the healthcare leadership role also. But as my journey was progressing from this January end and joining programs from February, you know, so by end of April or beginning of May, I was 100% sure that I am not going back to healthcare industry, because the biggest realization which came to me at that time, that if I'm not safe,
Mm.
if I cannot sustain myself,
Correct.
how can I give
Mm.
safety to the world
Mm.
in a better way, in a right direction? Howsoever I might be qualified for that. Something, it has to be first taking care of myself, becoming more aligned. And in the same journey at that time, the other thought came
Mm.
when my journey of the first job loss came from there, that there was a lack of any healthcare professional community also,
Mm.
where people can connect with themselves,
Right.
support each other, do not feel lost,
Mm.
and then can grow. That was another thing.
Wow.
And at the same time, that healthcare professionals needed a
Mm.
second source of income.
Wow.
That we as healthcare professionals think that we cannot do anything without the hospitals and clinics.
Mm.
But during this journey, the realization came when uh, through these programs I'm going on, how to like create the post,
Mm.
create visibility with your
Mm.
knowledge and skills, how to give these stories.
Mm.
So I felt the need that they also need to know this. First, the inner alignment.
Correct.
They become more productive
Mm.
in their own existing, like whatever families, the
Mm.
profession, job, whatever relationships and the career they are doing at this moment.
Mm.
And at the same time, they can think of having an alternative source of income
Right.
with their knowledge and skills.
Mm.
Now, that can be even healthcare related or
Mm.
non healthcare related. So, and my vision being still same, of having safer healthcare system
Mm.
in the world, but with little modification, that through empowered healthcare
Mm.
professionals.
Nice.
Because I felt if they are aligned, they feel secured, they take care of themselves,
Mm.
they will be even more productive.
Right.
They will be more aligned towards, they will be able to give even more towards the world.
Mm.
With, let's say if they are in one of the hospital, or maybe they are going to 2 or 3 hospitals, some of the doctors, or but when they come to the digital platform, they can utilize their knowledge to a
Mm.
bigger area.
Mm.
They can spread that knowledge in a wider sense. And even if you talk about administrators or anybody else, for that matter, allied specialty also. There was so much of contribution from allied specialty during the COVID season.
Mm. True.
That's something that came into my mind.
Mm.
So that with that, I started growing with that vision. I launched one of my book also in
Wow.
2024, Healthcare Genius. That was my dream of writing a book since
Mm.
my teenage age. And if I may just tell you a little bit about my book, if
Sure.
it's okay here.
Absolutely. This is
So
your space.
yeah. So in that book, I have started, I say healthcare genius. So genius is something what we think about as exemplary, somebody,
Mm.
in their skills and
Mm.
processes, the knowledgeable about
Mm.
technical things.
Mm.
But here, what I mean genius when I say is G is for gratitude,
Mm.
E is for having more empathy, N is for nurturing relationships,
Mm.
whatever relationships, personal, professional, social, anyone.
Mm.
And I is for innovating, having the innovating mindset,
Mm.
creating something, having a positive mindset,
Sure.
you know. And for you, I say is undeniable commitment towards their goals, visions, and missions. And S is self care, which is what I say that is inner alignment and everything. So my book starts the first part with this. And there are then certain parts, other frameworks, and everything where I've shared the real stories with the patients and how, I mean, it is a learning for healthcare professionals and even for the book is says healthcare genius, but it also gives the insight for everyone in this world because there are stories where I have shared that how much of the trust of any patient or patient relatives can give us the strength in giving exemplary results to the patients.
Wow.
So that's what is there. And then during this time, I did this everything, and then I felt stuck
Mm.
at this moment. I wanted to give something more also that how to, yes, I've said that build something of
Mm.
your own, but
Mm.
I also wanted to guide them in a proper way that how to uh, design your products. I was learning in bits and pieces, but somehow the things were not falling in place.
Mm.
How to really go about it?
Mm.
And then in 2025, I came across Pilot
Wow.
and I entered their silver membership,
Mm.
grown further, and then joined my healthcare professionals community. First, starting with healthcare treaters only,
Mm.
and now we are evolved into as healthcare professional hub.
Mm.
So that's where I have a growing community of
Right.
all healthcare professionals.
Nice. Amazing. Wow. That is such a beautiful telling of your story. And you say it with so much grace because you wear it with so much grace that having given so much, and yet when there were these twists and turns, uh, I can definitely tell that you've taken it into your stride and taken it with your stride, and that you used all of this as a way now to drive you forward to, as you said, to help that inner alignment happen because you've obviously done a lot of that work,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
It definitely sounds like you have been uh, honing and shaping that inner alignment for yourself. And so, therefore, now you want to share that with the world and specifically with healthcare professionals. And like you said, now it makes sense. As I said when we started, I said there's a very interesting unpacking to be done because you used certain words in a certain way, not just healthcare, but you talked about I think HR also. So it's beautiful to hear you not just articulate, but that uh, you've taken your life in a certain way. Uh, a lot of people could have given up, but you've made it a point to tap into that resilience. And here you are today. I would say, in the early phases of the next chapter. And I'm sure in the coming days, people will not only benefit, but you will also uh, discover a lot of why did that happen, like what was right, what was the reason for these things to happen in your life. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Dr. Neha, for sharing this so beautifully with so much poise. And of course this is that segment where we would love to know more, and I'm sure for people who are tuning in even at this point, what is it that you do today? Of course, you mentioned the book, but if someone said, if I was a fly on the wall and I was to sort of listen in on what happens in your community, what is it that you do today?
So, Rahul, I have my entry level program,
Mm,
and it's a community based program.
correct.
And I have a growing community. There
Mm,
are people already.
mm,
And so, when I started this community work, so I used to do 2 live sessions
mm,
in a week,
mm,
in the evening.
mm,
One was at 7:30, one was at 8 p.m. And I also have my modules.
mm,
And in those modules, my basic thing first starts with inner alignment,
mm,
where I have my GEMS framework,
mm,
what I call it as.
mm,
When I build that, so I look through and I look back
mm,
how I have gained and benefited from this, how
Mm.
I can give it to all healthcare professionals in my
Mm.
community. So,
Mm.
where I say G is for gratitude,
Mm.
E is for elevating energy.
Mm.
So, energy elevation by having a right affirmations, moving yourself, meaning
Mm.
doing exercise of different
Nice.
kinds, which was missing in my life.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
used to try and leave it. It's not that
Mm.
I was not knowing this,
Mm.
but then that inner alignment and resilience was not there.
Mm.
So that came with my journey. So, and that is started with gratitude. So that is why I'm keeping that gratitude as first one, because that also elevates our energy level.
Right.
It sets our mind, brings our mind in a way of like abundance,
Mm.
positive mindset,
Mm.
and that elevates our energy. But I've kept it a separate one. And then energy elevation saying
Mm.
by affirmations, exercise, and then I say reading self-help books. During my that period in 2024, I read 16 self-help books.
Mm.
And if I may just mention here, two books which
Mm.
really made change in my life. That was The Magic by Rhonda Byrne
Mm.
and Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy.
Mm.
These were two first books I read, and then I never stopped. I kept on reading, even till now, also reading, as well as I listen to the
Mm.
audiobooks. So when I go for my walks, I do
Mm.
that. And that's what I am teaching in my
Nice.
community also, how to come with that. Like
Mm.
the first thing comes, there is no time, everybody is like, no
Correct.
time, how to read books, how to do that. So it's just a habit, how you develop it. And
Mm.
just reading even single 1 or 2 page a day, or
Correct.
listening to some audible books. So that
Mm.
makes a lot of difference. And then I say M is for manifestations.
Mm.
That how do you do the visualization,
Right.
writing goals,
Mm.
and manifestation. I just don't say this by writing goals that
Mm.
it gets manifested. Like we say that, as you know very well, law of attraction plus law of action is the real manifestation.
Right.
If we just feel that, okay, I'm visualizing, I'm writing, and I don't take any actions, then of course things are not going to make any difference.
Mm.
And why I'm putting all these things, well, during that 2024 journey, when I started my
Mm.
inner alignment and I started this goal writing and everything, I wrote my first goal in
Mm.
February 2024. And that was because at that time I was still looking for my job.
Mm.
But I did not write that I need a job. I had lost a big amount of money, almost lost in lakhs, somewhere around 20 lakhs or something,
Wow.
18, 19 lakhs in property for last 11, 12 years.
Wow.
And nothing was happening. And my first goal card I wrote
Mm.
that I want that money, that I have
Mm.
received that money back. And by first week of 2025, I got it back. So that is one of the biggest thing as things started moving, that I wanted to give that to all
Mm.
wanted, and I want to give that skill also. That
Mm.
is also a skill, that how you can go about it.
True.
Make them aware.
Mm.
So that these are not just, stories that manifesting and all.
Correct.
And there are multiple things which I've manifested, but since financial is something which really strikes to people, okay, this is manifested. And of course, I lost my weight also. That was also one of the my goal and manifestation, But otherwise, 6 months, 16 kgs is a big thing.
Yes, it is.
So, and then S is my other framework is self discipline.
Mm.
That is everybody knows, but that in my that program I have that trackers and things like that. So as I said, I started with 2 live sessions,
Mm.
and during I have my modules where I have this inner alignment,
Mm.
the basic, and one more thing which I have kept it in that my basic module, healthcare safety basics for healthcare professionals at home.
Mm. Wow.
Why? Because we as healthcare professional, anyone for that matter, not just doctors and nurses, everyone
Mm,
who's working there, their focus is patient, which is
mm,
very good, which will always remain and should remain.
mm,
But why not start with ourselves?
mm,
If we are fit, fine,
mm,
healthy, we will be more productive, more satisfied.
mm,
And why not take care mindfully of our own family?
mm,
Just to give you an example, I had a fall in 2017. I was a NABH assessor, meaning I, I used to do the healthcare quality accreditation and over entire country. You know, planting a installing a grab bar
mm,
in the
yeah,
toilets is so important. But what
mm,
we thinking, I knew that it has to be done, but there is no time. Time nahi hai, kar lenge. And then you every time you think, okay, sometimes the mind goes, abhi to young hai, but that is not the point. So what I'm trying to say, the focus
mm,
on these things also,
mm,
like medication errors,
correct.
it occurs in our home also.
Mm,
It has occurred in my brother's house also in the US. It's just not in India,
mm,
believe me. So, those tips, how to go about it, just small pointers. What about the management of diabetic people? Or if you are diabetic, why not first to do the preventive measures? But if
mm,
you are diabetic or somebody in the family, something we all somehow, as doctors or nurse, we still know it, but we are not mindful when it comes to ourselves. We
right.
tell it to patient very nicely,
Mm,
so I have that module also, so that they at least become focus,
mm,
that yes, look into these pointers:
correct.
prevention of falls, prevention of
Mm,
infection, medication preventions,
mm,
and prevention of what we call as hyponatremia, is the low salt level, which
mm,
occurs which
correct.
occurs in the family, and it has occurred in my mother, and I could catch it.
Mm, wow.
So the cardiologist was surprised. How did you catch it, Dr. Neha? But then I just thought, let me get this thing done. If
Mm,
everything is fine, she's feeling lethargic.
mm,
We think the uh, mother is so old. My brother called me up and I said, okay, get it done. So the same thing I want to give to all healthcare
mm,
professionals: be aware of themselves,
mm,
their own family, more mindful. It's not that they completely neglect, but most of the time we are just running in this, what do you say, busy world. And multiple times we are not mindful of
mm,
our own self, our own family members. We think nothing is going to happen, everything is going fine.
mm,
So that's what I have there, the modules. And I am also in the pipeline to bring my workshop for inner deeper work on
mm,
inner alignments,
nice.
about the brain rewiring patterns, NLPs,
Mm,
the habit changing, resistant breaking, everything.
mm,
And why I'm saying this, as I have been an anesthesiologist, we all are scientific people. I have never thought about these things. But then there is a scientific reason also there,
mm,
which I have learned afterwards in 2025 also and in 26 also. And that made me feel, wow,
mm,
there is so much of scientific reason also behind it.
right.
So that gives me even the more, what do you say, the strength to go forward and bring it for all healthcare professionals,
Mm,
that what we are missing out. If we align ourselves with the right processes,
mm,
with the right
mm,
systems, then we can really change our own life, our own family's life, and
mm,
also contribute to the others in the world also,
mm. Beautiful.
not just for
Correct.
themselves.
Correct.
And I also envision going to not just at the individual level,
Mm,
but going to the institute levels also, like hospitals, medical colleges, nursing colleges, even the healthcare management colleges.
mm,
Because I really believe if this is given at the early level,
mhm.
then of course we can have a more resilient
Correct.
and more aligned future leaders
Mm,
in any area.
right.
And that comes with the point, because when I was doing my oh, anesthesiologist, PGship, post graduation.
Mm.
4 doctors suicided at that time. So when second time I lost my job and everything, when I started this inner alignment journey, everything started coming to my like a picture
Mm.
that why things were happening. There is a lack of even at that time we all were shocked. But
Mm.
then nobody had the time to really think, pause, what to do. So that is the basis of also taking this
Mm.
intention of inner alignment work
Beautiful.
to this level also,
Mm.
so that these kind of things don't occur. Even every now and then, I'm sure you must have read sometimes in newspapers also that it happens in the healthcare industry,
Mm.
where such incidents occur. So why not have that inner alignment from that stage,
Right.
which leads that nobody goes to that extent and they
Mm.
are resilient,
Yes.
have that much of strength that they come out a better and
Mm.
more strengthful
Mm.
leaders
Mm.
in the world for betterment of everyone.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, as I said before, but in a slightly different context, it's amazing how you have framed what you do and why you do it, and with that, with the alignment. There's
Yes.
no anger, there's no uh, disappointment, disgust, because I'm sure you've seen a lot, but you have turned it into something which is literally like fuel to keep you going. And as you said, you're not just looking at individuals, you're also looking at institutions. And I can definitely say from my side that I wish you the best in uh, all the discoveries that you'll make, all the inroads that you'll make, because I'm sure you also know that when it comes to change, especially when it is change at an institutional level, the one thing is time, right?
Yes.
It's we may want a revolution, but even the Krantikaris knew that it may or may not happen in their lifetime, but they still did it. And so it's so beautiful to hear you say it in the way that you're saying it, that you're so connected to it and you're so dedicated to making this change and helping others experience that change. So thank you for sharing your vision and how I mean, I'm sure members in your community are very blessed to have you as their community leader, as their inspiration to somebody to look up to, and as they learn from you, it also shifts how they look at being leaders in their own lives. So
Yeah. And I must say one thing here that I cannot do it all alone.
correct,
That's why this community is
correct,
being built, because this will be brought in reality when the community, we all as healthcare professional hub, grow together and give this to the world for the betterment. So
beautiful,
that's what
right?
I believe in.
Exactly. So you use the frame that we're looking at, which is the most important part. Because now, as we shift gears to one very, very important topic, we're talking about family, right?
Yeah.
So, family could be community, family could be your own. I'm very curious to know that in this journey that you've been on the last couple of years, plus, of course, even before in the multiple roles that you were in, and especially in these last maybe 2, 3 years, as someone who's doing what you're doing now and focusing on inner alignment, what has what role has family played? Or to ask it differently, how has your family taken all of this into their stride?
So, Rahul, I must say that my family has always been supportive
Mm.
to me in my whatever journey
Mm.
I've gone through
Mm.
in various phases of my life,
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
And when I lost my job first time,
Mm.
so it was my elder brother from US
Mm.
who was the one who showed me the strength to think beyond,
Wow.
I mean, just the job kind of a thing.
Mm.
So he brought me into that digital world in the sense
Oh,
to begin with,
right.
meaning he designed that uh, website for me. He told me, he guided me how to write the blogs, how to become active on LinkedIn,
Mm.
how to really go about it. And till date, also, he's been very supportive,
Mm.
guiding me how to have different apps, how to really go about it. Even in writing my book, the snippets, how to share with people and how to go about it. So he's been very supportive.
Yes.
And then is my younger brother who's in India. So he is always been supportive in whatever, I mean, I should say for practical purpose, anything happens in my life. He's always been very supportive, although also telling me in some way of his own of different kind of cautions. And mother, yes, she's the one who's always been saying, do whatever you want to do. And the way her journey has been throughout her life, that has really inspired me to be that, given me to have that quality of having the courage and faith and believe in myself and the universe and to go ahead and do whatever I want to do. But nonetheless, I would like to say that it's not that there are not the moments where there are no anxiety,
Correct.
you know,
Correct.
because being a doctor, I said bye to the healthcare industry. So for them, at first, they had that apprehension that what I am planning and thinking, but they have the full faith and believe in me, and they are supporting me into this. So I'm really grateful to all my family members,
Beautiful.
even my friends also. And now I would say, as you say, that community,
Yes.
that is also another family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm growing with them.
Beautiful. Amazing. So we will now, of course, come to the final chapter in this podcast. And I'm sure aage jaake at some point when, when we are meant to meet again, it'll be beautiful to hear how things progress between, now and then. So till we get to that point, of course, uh, this is the segment that I call the journey of mentors, right? You briefly mentioned them earlier on in the pod, but this is that segment where you can go a little deeper, where essentially you're talking about who are these people that showed up in your life at just the right, pivotal moments. And more importantly, you can name them because one thing I found, like today we have done more than 100 podcasts, and something I found in the first maybe 20, 30 podcasts that people rarely mention the names of their mentors, and I found that very very interesting, and it was very intriguing. Like, what is actually happening. So I said, let me simplify it. Let me just create a segment called the Journey of Mentors. So you can share who these people were and what specifically that they said or did, because obviously they were offering many different things and were doing many different things for you, but there would have been one specific thing that this mentor did for you. And then as you move further on the journey, maybe you found a different mentor, and then that mentor, said something or taught you something, and all of that has helped you in being the person that you are today. And of course, this is a beautiful way. You talk about gems. This is a beautiful way of you, an opportunity for you to express your gratitude to these people who did the things that they did in their life well before you were ready. And so that when you were ready, they literally showed up, and that changed the trajectory in your life.
So Rahul, first I would say my first mentor is my brother, elder brother. A big gratitude to him.
And what's his name?
Because Anil.
Anil. Beautiful.
Yeah. So because he showed me that path how after my first job loss, I was at a very high position and there for 21 years in the same organization.
Right.
Never even for a second had thought that this kind of a thing can occur.
That's right.
So he was the one who gave me all the support, the guidance, like I told you earlier also about building website and everything, how to go about it. And then actually, if you talk about who are in the entrepreneurship journey as such, then I would like to take the name of Dev Gadvi. He was the one
Interesting.
whose first webinar I attended in January 2024. And my inner alignment journey started with his programs where everything started with gratitude journaling, visualizations, and manifestations. Also, of course, with that, as I grew sidewise, I was doing other mentors program also. But I would like to thank Dave Garvey. A big gratitude to him also, because it was because of him only that I could learn what is this gratitude. We used to say we are grateful, but never actually felt that, I mean, how to really practice it in
Mm,
daily routine.
mm,
That's what I learned from
mm,
him. And with that strength, I could build further things with the
mm,
programs. And during his community only, I had launched my book also, you know. So that portion of my first part of that book of passion and the purpose in the life and the gratitude, everything is because what I learned from him.
mm,
And then, as I said, I would like to take the name of Siddharth Rajsekar.
mm,
When I said for a moment I felt stuck, then I want inner alignment. Yes, I
mm.
was doing very
Correct.
good. And I wanted to give something more like financial security,
Mm,
that how to really make it. I was getting the things from bits
mm,
and pieces from other mentors.
mm,
I mean, I had come through other mentors also before Siddharth Rajshekar, beside Dev Gadvi, other
mm,
mentors also.
mm,
But that was my defining moment in building my AI enabled digital opportunities for healthcare
mm,
professionals. I learned how to build a community. So thank you to gratitude to
mm,
Siddharth,
mm,
and we call him Sids.
mm,
So that is what I say, the three big mentors. Then I would like to mention that even my journey as I grew, I came across after ILH across Success Gyan, Suren.
mhm,
So his ideologies,
mm,
his vision,
mm,
and through that I came across Blair Singer, where I learned multiple things
mm,
practically how to really, I mean, yes, we feel from inside that we want to give, we want to serve,
mm,
but then how to actually do it when the other person on the other side really feels that you really want to give, you
mm,
are there for them.
mm,
First, they are the ones. So
mm,
that's what I've learned, how to be there. And I'm going to, when I'm going for the further my programs, so
mm,
most of his learning also going to come into that.
mm.
So I would like to really thank four of my mentors, although there have been others also,
Class.
but these
Beautiful.
are four
That's
mentors.
amazing. That's amazing. So at this juncture, as I said, it's been an honor to hear your story and to be part of the retrospect as you reflected on your own journey. And I'm sure in the coming times, people will not only hear this, but they will reach out to you and want to be part of your community. And of course, that's one of the reasons why this podcast was created, so that as healers in different forms, other healers are also inspired, because life, the one thing about life is we don't know, and the
Yes.
other thing about life is that we will get to discover. So when we have these sudden things that happen in our life, where you never expected it, you never imagined it, but it happened. But through that, you discovered something very, very powerful about your own self, and that is a gift in itself. So it's been beautiful to hear your story, Dr. Neha, and I wish you all the best in all your future projects and programs and endeavors in all forms. And that may you continue to, with that lightness and with that inner alignment, may you continue to go out and be that light in the lives of so many. So thank you
So
for coming to
thank
the
you, Rahul.
pod.
Thank you, Rahul. And I would say now end with this, a big gratitude to you also for giving me this opportunity to put forward my journey in your this esteemed platform.
And
So
just to
thank you
add,
so much.
thank you so much for saying that. And to add to that, I accept your wishes. And of course, I would like to share that with Devasmita, who is amongst many other things in our community. She's also the producer. So she finds the most amazing, aligned people out there and brings them through the portals of our podcast. And as a result, and we don't even know when this will be found, where it will be found, when it will be found, but that's what makes these podcasts such a joy. And it is, making the world a better place without us even having to consciously try. So thank you, and wish you all the best. And of course, for those of you who've been listening up until this point, the details will be there. You can definitely reach out to Dr. Neha and be part of her community. And the links will also keep you updated. So definitely follow along with her in the coming days as she herself and you yourself discover more about the joys, the power of AI, amongst many other things, and also how to continue to be aligned from within as we are outside. So as always, I want to remind each of you that's reached this point and that has, listened so intently, that you matter and you are important. That's why you've heard these messages today. And I know that your life is already better and that may you continue to go out, especially if you're a healer, go out and be that healer that you've dreamt to be. And of course, that, we are here to support you. That's one of the reasons the podcast exists. And, our community is here to be that space where you can maybe even for a moment just take a breath, as you would have heard in Dr. Neha's story, and then continue to reload and then go out and do even more amazing things. So thank you so much once again, Dr. Neha. And a big thank you to all of you that have tuned in. And it's your energy over the years that have kept us going. And today we are now well over 100 podcasts. And I'm sure many, many more to come in the coming days. So, with that, of course, having said all of that, remember to live your purpose. God bless. And of course, we will see you in the next one.
Thank you.